All right, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
I'm
I love you both so much. I watched the show since I was little.
How little?
I don't know, since you guys first came out, and right now I'm 18.
So 5. That's awesome. He's gonna need some help up. His hips are back. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Taylor. We love you back.
Alright, my question is, if you could be anyone else on the show for a whole day, who would you be and why?
I mean, if I could be anybody for a whole day, I would be Castiel, because it means I have the day off.
And he means even when he's working.
That was my joke. You don't get a rim shot for explaining the joke.
No, it was just a follow-up joke. Anybody that is currently on the cast?
Yes.
Well, currently on the cast, we've killed so many people. I have a lot of good answers, but they're all dead. I would be, that's a good question. While we think about it, who would you be?
What do I know? Baby. If you could be anybody on the cast, who would you be?
I think I would want to be you, actually.
You have
Because then she gets to look at
taste.
me.
Yeah, actually, you don't want to be me. Thank you, Taylor.
Are we sure we're bringing Cass back? Oh, come on now, I'm teasing. Or am I? I'm teasing. What's that? Says you. He's not dead, just recast.
Well, cat's out of the bag.
Cass out of the bag.
Hi,
Hi.
I love you, Jared.
I love you too.
Sorry, Jackson, I love you
We all love you.
too. So,
What's that?
bonjour.
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 Enchanté.
Bonjour. Je t'aime. Je t'aime.
Bonsoir.
Au revoir. No, no, not yet. Not yet. I have a question, guys.
Bonsoir.
No, not bonsoir.
Good afternoon.
No, c'est
good
bonjour. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Well, how do you say
Bonjour.
good afternoon?
Bonjour.
How do you say good day?
Bonjour.
Those are different words. Bonjour afternoon.
Oh là là.
Bonjour, je t'aime. Voilà, tout est dit. So,
How do you say good?
good is bon.
Good.
Bon.
Well, bon afternoon to you.
Bon après-midi.
Bon afternoon.
Do you need special French lessons? Because I can help you.
Yes, he does.
Oh, yeah.
We should not be allowed to raise children.
I'm not allowed. That's why Jen ships me away. She's like, go. Don't you have to be in Pittsburgh?
Go deal with your fiance.
I'm going to be as literal as possible.
Fantastic.
So I was wondering, since you've had Misha, Jensen, and Rich direct you, what were some of the differences between all three of them? And just sort of like, different corks and stuff.
He's right next to me.
Yeah.
Is there any odd routines or idiosyncrasies that you or any other cast members do or have before filming a scene?
Yeah, I can think of one. Tomo, who played Gadriel,
Tom Pennigan.
he does this thing where they're like, okay, you know, there's a certain sequence of events that happens before we actually say action. It's like, okay, lock it up. Okay, we're on a bell, so you hear the bell ring. That means the sound saying everybody be quiet, basically. And it's like, okay, lock it up and roll sound. And then the guy comes in with a marker, and he, 27 Apple, take one. That does the clapper. And Tomo, during that process, he's going like this.
And he's a big dude.
Cut to Jared and I, and we're like this.
Is he gonna hit us?
So I don't know what that is. I've never asked him because I've never built up the courage to. I'm afraid he'll whip out a hatchet. So that's one.
Yeah, I think if I were to say that I have...
David does something too. Hayden Jones does. I forget what he does.
He gets the catch look. He goes into catch face a bit before it's action.
He also stays in his British accent when the cameras aren't rolling. Which, it actually, I think it helps all of us. But it certainly helps him because if he stays in it, then it's just easier and it becomes, he doesn't have to think about it as much when he's performing. So he just kind of stays in that accent. But he does do like some of those acting tricks to get you ready for the scene. There's a few. Does Pellegrino do something?
He does a few things every now and again. He'll either, you can see him running it in his head a little bit, like he'll kind of do this. What's fun about working with Pellegrino is he'll discover some stuff sometimes in the blocking or in between takes even. Like there's the scene where he was, I guess, being levitated over the bowl by Rowena. And so he's sitting there, he's in this harness, and you kind of just, they're like, okay, we're gonna change the lenses from a 50 mil, which is a basic vision, to a 100 mil, which is a close-up. And he's kind of stuck there, so you kind of saw him, reaching down to the bowl to try and figure out, to really get in touch with his surroundings, and then you see him incorporate it into the next take. It's kind of fun to watch.
I just thought of something that you do.
What? Make jokes and trying to make everybody laugh?
No. You may not be aware, you're probably aware of this, but when you do it, you're not. If we're in the middle of a scene and it's his line, and it's happened to all of us, and he's just checked out, and then there's this odd silence, and then all of a sudden he realizes that it's his line, and it's his turn to speak, and there's now been this kind of odd pregnant pause. As if there was something in my throat, he goes, and then he says his line. As if that made up for the, now I'll speak. Every time, if he forgets a line, you can guarantee there's going to be a throat clear before he delivers his words.
There are certainly those moments, because every now and again you're shooting a scene, it's 6 pages long, so every take is 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and there are 5 people, and you're not, it's like Rowena is talking to Gabriel over there in the corner while you're sitting.
It's an exposition scene too, so there's not emotion, there's no
and
comedic timing needed.
And you're not part of the conversation that's happening in the script, everybody's in the middle letter's bunker, and there are 3 different people talking, and you're kind of off to the side. And you're like, okay, I know my cue line, but I can't really hear what they're saying anyways, so I'm just gonna... And then you'll just notice that there's a pause, and some of the crew guys are looking at you, and you're like, so Dean!
That's it. And I always know, because sometimes there'll be a pregnant pause, and he'll be doing something, taking a beat. He's actually still in the scene. Maybe it's, he's doing something with prop or whatever, and he's meaning to take that extra beat, and then he'll say his dialogue. But I know that if he clears his throat before he says the words, he forgot it was his turn to talk.
You stick your gum to the roof of your mouth probably before. Yeah. Well, like you chew gum and then you can stick it to the roof of your mouth. You can kind of see it in the throat. Like you do this or inside of you're usually a roof of the mouth, aren't you? You're a side. You can see just a little bit.
By the way, for 13 seasons, just so you know, both Sam and Dean have had gum in their mouth. In every scene.
Probably.
Just to prove my English teacher wrong. Jensen, I can tell you're chewing gum. Oh, really?
Watch these 13 seasons.
Watch these 13 seasons, Mrs. Patterson.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne, and I was wondering, who do you think could make the most bloopers and what is the best one?
Who has made the most?
Yes.
I've probably been partially responsible for the majority of them. One of the funniest ones. What are the there are a few that I've laughed out loud, and I'll even go back and watch and laugh out loud. I mean, Timeless is Eye of the Tiger, which I know is considered like a viral right now, but it really was a blooper. It really was just we were rolling and it went sideways.
Again, like he might be, you know, the blooper. But if he's not actually the blooper, he's probably responsible for whoever is the blooper. And that was his responsibility because he was supposed to enter into the shot just as the music was, you know, crescendoing there in the beginning. And before the lyrics ever started, he was supposed to come in and I was supposed to jump up and turn the radio off and then we'd have a conversation. And he just decided not to enter the scene. And I did what any red-blooded American guy would do, and that's start lip-syncing Survivor. Because that's what we do. But yeah, I mean, I got a lot of credit for that. It was his fault.
I think two of my favorites that I can think of, I love that one. One was you went to drama school to Misha. Like, they had warned me of this in drama school, and I both looked at each other. He's like, "You went to drama school." It pissed him off.
There's nothing wrong with going to drama school for all your drama students out there.
It was worth any excuse.
Any excuse to make fun of
He's
Misha.
wearing a suit. Like we wear suits too. And there was another one. Somebody sent me this GIF. It's fresh in my head because someone sent it to me, and it's me. GIF.
Oh really? They sent you some peanut butter? How is it? Was it smooth or crunchy?
Crunchy.
Obviously crunchy.
Obviously crunchy.
Yeah, who's gonna go smooth?
No, know what I mean. It's a scene where Sam and Dean are sitting on the hood of the Impala eating burgers, and I had a drink on my leg, and I guess it started to fall, and I reached for it and didn't catch it, and then tried to play it off and look back at Jensen. It occurred to me that Supernatural watched during kids' nap time should be called Supernatural.
What the?
And that's his one ear.
That took 6 months.
11 years. So